hope you're having a great day. So today is farmer market bouquet making, and I thought I would just go through the greens that I was going to use today, and then maybe the flowers. I have a lot of flowers, so not everyone will be the exact same, and we'll just see how the day progresses, and I'll update you as much as possible. So I've got some marrow honeysuckle leaves. I've got mint on this side, and I've got artemisia on this side. I think they're just all different textures and colors, so that's going to be nice. I did get some baby's breath today. I'm going to be using that. And then I have my asparagus. So these are actually asparagus, like not the asparagus fern, but the asparagus plant. So this is what happens to asparagus when life gets busy and you forget to cut it. But it is really pretty as a filler. As you saw, it has kind of that like bluish, dark green color to it. And there's a ton of it. So what I usually do is I come out here and I'll just cut one of these stalks. And then I just break off. Like I just go through and I just break it. It might not be as easy from that angle, but. So I just go through and I just pick them all off. And then I've got these. And then I pick off all the side shoots. I'll take you back inside, but. So then I just go through and I just rip off all these side shoots. And I usually leave like a taller, whimsical one for like bigger arrangements later on. And when I'm all done, I usually just take and I'll just cut the ends of them and stick them in my container. But I do all of these at once, and it doesn't take that long. And then I just stick them in here, and now I have them to throw in bouquets. And they make a really fun, whimsical filler. So I use those, and then I use all of the other stuff as well. Okay, so I've labeled these on how many I think I'm going to use of each. So I'll probably put about 4 stems of my marrow honeysuckle in, 2 Sweet Annie. This gives it the best smell. So if they're gonna put their nose up to this bouquet, that Sweet Annie has the sweetest smell, and it's gonna make it smell really good, regardless of the flowers. You can still smell each flower like peonies and stuff, and they're gonna smell amazing. But that helps add a little bit of scent to your bouquet. And then the mint always smells good too. I'm just gonna put 1 sprig of mint in, 3 to 5 of these. Some of them are huge, and then some are just 1 stem. So 3 to 5, just 1 big one in the middle, and then 5 or 6 of these going out the edge. And I went ahead and I cut and put these in a vase. So obviously when you're making farmer market bouquets, you want your stems long, because when people grab them and they feel shorter, then they're going to be like, oh, they're just not going to feel like they're getting a good deal. So I think it's also important, maybe I'll even do a video and share it to my page, Marsha's Garden. I have a lot of people that follow Facebook, and just show them like cutting and putting them in an arrangement. But if I do that, they should be able to create something that looks like this in a decent sized vase. So, I mean, and I've cut these stems obviously to fit, because obviously that is much taller, right? Like, I'll just set it down here. So I've cut them to make them just kind of look nicer in the vase, but I'll probably leave them longer in the market bouquet. So then if somebody had, you know, a vase like this, they could also use these in a vase like that. And maybe they wouldn't cut them quite as short up here. They would leave them a little bit longer, just because of the way that vase looks. I like to keep my flowers taller than my greens, so I only do the greens up a little bit. But look at this. Let's look in close. Try to put it in the sunlight. So see how these are just kind of whimsical and they just kind of float and bounce in the arrangement. I just love that look. And then the Sweet Annie tucked in. And obviously you can just tuck things in however you want and make it look however you want. But I think that gives it a really good base. And now when you stick your flowers in, you've got all these crisscrossing green stems that hold your flowers where you want to put them in arrangement. Now I'm making farmer market bouquets. So what I'm going to do is lay these out and just wrap them. Like I'll just count them out just like I have them numbered. And then I'll mix in the flowers and then I'll wrap them. So the vase part isn't really part of it in a farmer's market bouquet, but they want to be able to go home and do a nice little arrangement for their table. I think some people just take them and stick them in a vase and don't arrange them at all. But they could arrange them if they wanted. So I'm going to keep that vase there. And then as I go through the flowers I'm going to use, I'm going to fill that vase just to see like, okay, in a normal size vase. And this week is Ridiculous Days, so everybody's getting discounts and deals. So I am going to throw more flowers in. I did have a florist not do an order this week, so I have an abundance of flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and fill these up for Ridiculous Days. But I'm going to do some $20 wrap bouquets, and hopefully I can make an arrangement that looks like a $40 arrangement out of a $20 market bouquet. Okay, so I went into my cooler and I had forgotten that I went and trimmed my aunt's bush off the sidewalk. I love this stuff. So I'm going to put 2 sprigs, because this is all I have, in each. And then that's going to add a little bit of flair to the greenery. It'd be fine without it, but that's just that little extra touch. I'm going to try to grow these because I really like this foliage. And as the summer goes on, those yellow outer edges just turn whiter and whiter, and they're just so pretty. And they're a real deep dark green in the beginning of spring. So I think they'd be really good to have out here for me to use all the time. Okay, so I pulled all my bachelor buttons, my lupine. I need to get rid of my my allium this week. It needs to come out. I've got yarrow. And then I've got some random buckets of just wildflowers and stuff I picked. So I'm going to go through it. And then I've got these little wildflowers. They're kind of a cool pop of color. And then I had all this green already in the cooler. So I think I'm going to put my marrow honeysuckle back and use what I cut just 2 days ago and get that cycled through, and then use this bucket for anything I need left. And I have a whole bunch of salvia that's been cut, and I'm going to go through it, and anything that looks wilty or bad, I'm going to get rid of out of the cooler today. I just toss it all when I do my farmer market bouquets so that I start the week with fresh flowers. And then things that last in the cooler, like lupine, and the closed bachelor buttons, like this. Like, I can keep all of those, the larkspur, the yarrow, but I'll go through a lot of this, and I'll just probably grab and try to make as many bouquets as I can today. You guys know it's tight in here, but I will try to just kind of video it. Oh yeah, and another cool green is when I clean my larkspur, I save all these little shoots off, because I like to stick like 2 or 3 of them around the base because they just look really cute. I'll show you. So that'll just tighten up my grid a little bit and add some more interest in here. Because now we have just a little bit of a different texture element peeking through that is green, and just, it looks cute and they last. So that's kind of fun. And then you don't waste those like shorter stems of your larkspur either. I think that would be very pretty. Like, these are going to open. This is going to shoot open. This is going to open more. So it's going to be very pretty, I think, when it's done. So let's go through the pricing, because I know this is going to make so many people mad. But I'm going to explain some stuff as I go. Okay. So if I was going to just take this bucket, right? So obviously when you take a bucket to a florist or to a wholesaler, you are going to just cut them and give them the bucket, and you don't have to do any of this work. And so that is a huge time saver, right? So you've got to make money when you're making arrangements because it costs money. But if I was going to take these to a wholesaler, right now in my area, it changes based on the season. It changes based on how many other people have stuff and what florists are willing to pay. I have very good florists that pay me wholesale prices, so I'm going to go with that. I do have a few florists that always say, oh, your prices are too high. But I think if they watched my YouTube channel and saw how hard I worked and that I'm not working in a country for like 10 cents an hour, I think that they would appreciate my prices. And some do, some don't, but let's go through this. So let's say I get $3, maybe $3.50 for my allium. My larkspur, member of the delphinium family, maybe $1.50, so we're at $6. The bachelor buttons are about $1, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yarrow is real tricky because it does depend on stem length and it depends on color. Like a mixed bunch of yarrow is probably $1.20 a stem. But like if you get into some of these colors like this, some of these bring like $3 a stem from the wholesaler. So if a florist is buying from a wholesaler, that's what they're going to spend. But with me, they're like $1.20 from a wholesaler. If you were selling them wholesale, then you probably sell them for like 50 cents a stem, you know, because everybody in the chain is having to make money. But I sell them to my florist for $1 because I have a lot of it and I feel like it's a good deal. They get a mix of colors and I think they're happy with that. So that's where sometimes florists are like, oh, your peonies are way too high. Well, yeah, but if you go with me and you stick with me, you're going to get yarrow for $1. You know, you're going to get bachelor buttons for 75 cents. So some things you're going to get a lot cheaper, and some of the things that I also need to fill subscriptions and stuff, you're going to get it at the actual wholesale price. So that's kind of how I have to think about my business as a flower farmer, and I want to move flowers. So whatever florists don't buy, I can move to customers. And when I'm moving to customers, I have florists complain, well, you're not charging retail. Well, I'm just trying to move my flowers, buy more of my flowers and sell them at retail, and I wouldn't have to do that. But but this is like, and I get to offer it to people in my town too that can't get my flowers. So I think if we go through this and we say, okay, wholesale prices is $3.50, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these at 75 cents would be $4.50. So now we're at $3.50 and $4.50 is $8. And then 9, 10, 11, 12 for the yarrow. The baby's breath, I'm just going to charge $1 because it wasn't even a stem. So maybe even 50 cents. So we're at $10.50. I've got a daisy here, so we'll make it $11. We have lupine. I charge $2 for lupine, so that's $13. And some of my peonies, so again, some of my peonies are worth $5, some of them are worth $3, and some of them are worth $2.50. So these pink peonies are worth, these smaller ones are worth $2.50. So what had I said? 13. So we're at $18. And then I have all my filler and this. So $20 bouquet. And that would be at wholesale prices, which I'm going to give to the customers of Knoxville. If I have $20 worth of flowers in this bouquet, and then I was in a florist shop and I bought those at wholesale, now I'm going to have to charge 3 times 3.5. So now this would be worth $70. And then, of course, you would add on the vase and stuff if you were delivering it in a vase. I'm wrapping them in craft paper, which cost me about 4 cents. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really even care about that part. And the time is not as much as putting an arrangement together. But you've got to remember, my customers aren't getting this where it's cut and put together and designed. They are just getting a wrap bouquet worth of the flowers. Because I'm trying to move flowers. So, and it's Ridiculous Days. So everybody that I know is giving anywhere from a 10 to 30% discount for Ridiculous Days on the Square. So that's going to be my farmer market arrangement today. It is bigger than the ones I normally do, and it's probably bigger than the ones I'll do in the future. But for Ridiculous Days, that's going to be my $20 wrapped bouquet. And my customers can make a nice, pretty color arrangement using their own vase in their own time to make it look pretty. Okay, so there's my $20 wrap bouquet, and now I'm just gonna stick it in a bucket. And the bucket has floral food in it. I'm gonna pull a few of these stems. I want all my stems to be in the floral food. It kind of moved on me. It still looks pretty. All my stems are down low. And now I'm gonna stick it in my bucket, and I'm just gonna make about 10 of these. $20 bouquets and 10 $10 bouquets made. I'll take you in the cooler and give you a quick look. So here are all my $20 wrap bouquets. And then down here are the $10 wrap bouquets. And I still have quite a few flowers and fillers to work with. And then the aftermath. I need to wash all those buckets. So it was a successful day. I got that done. It's still pretty early in the afternoon, so I'm gonna get after washing these buckets. And then I might do some stuff with some dried arrangements. I've been having good luck selling, I'll show you really quick. I don't actually have one with me, but I'll turn you around and show you what I do. So I may have taken a picture of this before, but I have I've taken these sticks and I put some twine on them, and then I've made all these cute little bundles. Minus this piece. And then I just simply hot glue them to these in different patterns. Those have been selling out every time. I usually only have time to make maybe one or two or three. And then if they don't sell, I can bring them back home and bring them back to the market with me. So I think I'm going to do that this winter. I'm going to make up a whole bunch of them just so I have them on hand. They do take a little bit of time, but the little one I've been selling for $10. I have a mid-sized one for $15, and then the bigger one is $20. So they're doing really well, and it makes me realize there is a market for dried flowers. So I'm drying flowers. Got my lavender all hanging up. I cut that the other day. It had turned purple, and now I'm waiting for the rest of the lavender in the field to turn purple. But I'm gonna get to hitting up these buckets. I hope you all enjoyed this video of making my market bouquets, and I hope you have a great day.